welcome everyone to another edition of Hardcore Wrestling Rants. I am your hardcore host, Rick Head, and I'm joined by the hardcore crew. First, from the Golden Realms, he's a Lord Skull himself, Joseph Knight. Joe, what's going on?
Nothing much. Looking forward to this show. Let's get it going.
All right. And from Lance Moss TV, he's the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, what's shaking, buddy?
Not too much. Let's have some fun.
All right. You know what? Let's get right into it. This past Sunday, Edge made his debut at AEW at Wrestle Dream. Now, obviously, there were a lot of mixed rumors. I honestly didn't think it was going to happen until like the last minute. But you know what, Joe? I think what really, truly threw me was the music. He came out to his own music. I don't think we've seen any other wrestler aside from maybe CM Punk that's done that.
Well, you know what? We actually did see the Hardys come out.
That's true, the Hardys.
But yes, it was a shocker to us to see. You know, they waited to the end, and I said it. I said, "What? Something's going to happen. It looks like something's going to happen." And here comes this lights out. Here comes a car driving. Obviously, there you go. You knew that it was going to happen. But when he came out, not only did he come out with his, like he came out with that name and everything. Like he came out with the character that he had, but he came out with the music, and they actually referred him as the Rated R Superstar. You know, that we thought there was a shocker when the Hardys came out with their music. So now it's kind of like, whoa, now either Vince is slipping on this, or it's, maybe I guess maybe they're just letting it go. Maybe that people are smart and they're maybe they're just keeping their music.
Well, I understand from what I read in the news, the WWE, the Rated R Superstar trademark was dropped years ago before Edge even came back. So, I mean, I'm guessing that, Vince had a lot of other shit on his mind, aside from the legal fees. He was selling the company and then merging with TKO and all the other shit. I'm sure that was the furthest thing from his mind. Never mind, there was also the pandemic when Edge came back. So, I mean, there's a lot of different factors. But Adam Copeland, he's not going to be able to go in the name as Edge. But he's trademarked a couple of names, Ironclad, The Rogue, Cope, and Legend. And
now, Rick, going to cut you off a little bit. If you look at the way he spelled legend, it's let edge end. So it actually has the edge highlighted more. So, obviously WWE can't, fault him for that. But yes, it is. He actually have that situated down.
That's correct. Lance, so, like I said, he's AEW, but he also signed a multi-year deal. And I guess he's going to be a full-time wrestler on this, on AEW.
Hell yeah. And the thing about the music, see, the thing is, WWE never owned that. It's by a band. A lot of people would know the band Alter Bridge. The song is Metalingus.
Yeah, but I mean, I always thought that music was bought by WWE. Very rarely do superstars buy their own music.
And here's something else too. That music was actually on the old WWE CDs and music that they used to promote, those DVDs.
And here's the thing: the woman that recut the very beginning of Edge's music, you think you know him? That's Beth Phoenix.
No shit, I did not know that.
I didn't even hear that part.
Yeah, I heard that part, and I'm like, oh, that's what threw me. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, whoa. So, but yeah, he's able to use the Rated R Superstar. So he's actually selling shirts already.
Because WWE let the trademark in 2020.
Yeah. So, but you know what? Again, I really want to see what Edge can do. We were talking about the show about maybe comparison, and hopefully he can do better than what CM Punk was supposed to do. Because when Punk first came in a couple years ago, everybody had high expectations. We figured, all right, maybe you can put AEW on the board, push a lot of the younger talent, but none of that really happened. The only thing that Punk did was push himself up and push everybody else down, aside from the few lackeys that were kissing his ass. So, I really hope, honestly, that Edge or Adam Copeland can actually fill those shoes.
How long till we actually quit calling him Edge and start calling him Adam Copeland?
You know what? I'll probably still call him Edge, but obviously TV will pick him.
I still call Dustin Rhodes Goldie. So.
And the other thing is we have another Adam in Adam Cole, so it's kind of like we're more going to call Adam Copeland Edge regardless, because that's the name he basically made famous.
Yeah.
And Rick, do you guys think, and here's something I want to ask you both, do you guys think that because of the TKO forming, that they just did not care about the music or anything? Because obviously, to them, in their mind, this is not Vince McMahon anymore. They probably look at it like, you know what, we don't give a damn, we'll just make new music.
You know what, that is an interesting point, that AEW TKO has taken over. And you know what, they're not as shrewd as Vince McMahon was. So, you know what, I think right now they're just still trying to get, the dust is still settling, and they're still trying to set up shop and, form WWE in their own aspect, I guess. So hopefully, but I think that's just going to be a matter of time. Moving along, during the Wrestle Dream media scrum, Tony Khan talked about the release of Jade Cargill. Tony said that Jade, he offered more money that she was asking for her to stay, but obviously that just didn't happen. Joe, you always talk about how business is, it's about making the money, and it's all about the top dollar. Well, clearly this is not about the top dollar.
Well, you know what? This was opportunity. I think for her, while she could have been placent and could have been like other workers and just say, yeah, you know what, I'll just stay here. It's not a big deal. Honestly, I think this benefited her more because everybody, I don't care who you are in the business, if you get a shot at WWE for a little bit less money, then you're obviously going to want to take that opportunity. It's all about now opportunities. So I think in that case, she saw it, wanted to do something else, and let's face it, the women's roster in AEW is a lot stronger than WWE. And yes, I said that. It's a lot stronger because it is. They don't really have that one person that they can just say, yeah, you know what, here is what we have. So I think in her opportunity, and who doesn't want to go to WrestleMania once? I think that's an opportunity that any wrestler is inspired to do. You can actually say, yeah, guess what, I did WrestleMania. So I think she made the right choice. If Tony Khan offered her more money and she just didn't feel like that was good, I think it was, again, more the opportunity of going to WrestleMania. Just saying, hey, guess what? No matter what, I can go to WrestleMania. I can do the Royal Rumble. 1 year in WWE, and I say this sincerely, 1 year in WWE can make a wrestler's career and leave. Jade Cargill can now say, well, guess what? Now, I just made this money. I made WrestleMania. So what about now I can make more money than anybody else now? Because she can leave and do like indie stars. Everybody likes to say, yeah, guess what? I could go to any indie company and now demand more money because she can. So, because I was in WrestleMania and all this, and we joke about that all the time.
That's very true. Lance, your thoughts on Jade Cargill turning down big money for to go to WWE?
Well, here's the thing. We know Tony Khan offered her more than what she was asking. We don't know if he offered her more than what TKO was offering.
I'm not sure. From what I read, the
Good.
whole report down was that she asked for a certain amount, and then Tony said, "Well, I'll offer you this." She bumped up, and then he bumped her up again just to make her happy. So whatever she was asking for,
Yeah.
Tony was gotten. But I mean, like I said, I think, was Joe's point. I think she just wanted to go have her WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you one question, Lance. Fastlane is this Saturday, and there are rumors that she can make an appearance. What's your thoughts on that one?
Well, I'll put it that there's 5 matches for this coming Saturday. That's a little on the light side for any premium live event, pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it. They need something more, so yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, Joe. What's your thoughts on Jade Cargill? I don't think she's got a match, but more of making an appearance.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's put this out there. Is there a predominant women's match on this show?
Yeah, a triple threat.
There is a triple threat with your favorite woman. Charlotte's going to be in there for the women's championship match.
There you go. And that, in my opinion, is going to be the setup for Jade Cargill to come in. And if here we go, if Charlotte Reed Flair does win this match, then expect that it's a perfect setup for Jade Cargill. In fact, Jade Cargill posted on X, which is formerly Twitter, "So fans, who should be my first victim? Hashtag WWE Raw." So she's already said, you could say in her own little way, that she's already on Raw.
No,
so,
that's she was announced to be part of the Raw roster.
Okay,
Yeah.
So who is the top dominant Raw woman there right now?
Well,
Right now, Io Sky is the WWE Women's Champion. I believe that's for Raw, or is that SmackDown? Correct me,
That's
Lance.
that's SmackDown.
Oh, okay. So right now,
Rhea Ripley's Raw.
Rhea Ripley.
Okay. I don't see her going against Rhea Ripley. I see her targeting Charlotte. That is in my opinion, the best person to go up against, because that is a prime target to start. Make your if you're gonna do a wow factor at a pay-per-view, then that is going to be your main target. So I think Charlotte, if Charlotte's willing to put ego aside, then and she's a Flair.
I think they're capable of doing that.
Yeah, if Charlotte can put her little ego aside, and it's not little, then honestly, Rick, I think Charlotte and Jade Cargill for an opener, for her true introduction, why not? I think it's a great idea.
Well, again, like I said, we're gonna have to figure out what happens. So, but if they can put her on, we don't know if they can put her on Raw or SmackDown. The rumors are saying Raw, which I'll go with the rumors saying that she's gonna be on Raw. So, I think, like I said, who knows what other? We don't have any women Raw matches going on right now. Actually, that's only one women match. Unfortunately, this is WWE for you. They are just dry.
And that's again the reason why they wanted to bring in Jade. I seriously believe that's why they skipped Jade off of NXT, because they saw their roster and they said, shit, this roster sucks. And they saw the NXT roster, and that's another one that they said, fuck, we're fucked with that too, and they moved Becky there. So I think them skipping Jade and putting her out to the main roster, that says something of where, and nothing against Jade, but that says a lot for the WWE's women roster.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't see her getting a title shot anytime soon. Although I'm sure she'll be a dominant wrestler. Just AEW. I mean, WWE doesn't not sure. Has a don't want to bring in a former AEW wrestler to dominate. But time will tell. I mean, I do have high hopes for Jade. So, all right, let's move along. Um, this coming Tuesday is going to be Dynamite Tuesday. Apparently, this is due to the baseball playoffs. So next week they're booking some NXT WWE is booking some major stars. They're gonna have names like Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and Asuka to compete with Dynamite Tuesday. Although WWE has always seen AEW as a lower brand or not a competition, a lower tier brand, or not even a competition list, but yet they seem like they're trying to compete with them.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. A lot of time while I'm doing my my show, I usually have NXT on because it kind of helps fuck with my ADHD. But this coming Tuesday, I'm having AEW on.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe, NXT beefing up their show, having top WWE stars on NXT, which is supposed to be a development brand to compete with AEW.
Yeah, that just shows you how they now see AEW as that dominant faction. That's their competition now. They're going to look at that competition now, and they're going to say, "Oh crap! Now we have to keep an eye on this," because in WWE's logic, there's no competition. Now that they're part of TKO, they have to take any competition seriously. And AEW being in that role, hell, they're getting AEW talent. Here you have Cody Rhodes. Okay, Cody was a guy from the, he was their guy, but then you could say made a name for himself more in AEW and came back. So now you got Jade Cargill. So honestly, I'm seeing this, that they're going to boost up this NXT roster in their show just so they can compete really as best as possible against Tony Khan's group. And now, if I was Tony Khan, I'd be grinning because now, hey, that just shows that you are a threat to Vince and to TKO. And you know what? I'm going to rephrase that. They're more of a threat to Vince than to TKO, because TKO probably doesn't even give a damn what Tony Khan does. I think, like any corporation, they're more focused on their own product. So it's probably Vince saying, well, partner, you don't know what wrestling like I do. These guys are a threat to us. So we got to stack up the shows.
Well, again, excuse me, NXT and AEW does have a little bit of history. If you guys remember the Wednesday Night Wars, where I think maybe 4 or 5 episodes, with the exception of those, Dynamite destroyed NXT.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see. I'm really going to be interested on what the ratings are for that night. So, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see.
Is it safe to say that possibly we could say maybe WWE, or should I say AEW? I'm sorry. Wow. If they're going to go head to head this one night, do you think they'll stack the card with an MJF, with an Edge?
Oh, they already have. It's called Title Tuesday.
Oh, so there you go.
Yeah, every title's on. Basically, it's like I said, it's like a battle of the belts for Dynamite. But you know what? Again, I'll just be interested to see how it all plays out afterwards. Moving on, we're talking about wrestlers going from AEW to WWE. Well, it looks like Ricky Starks could possibly be heading to the WWE when his contract is expired. Right now, it's not clear when his contract is up, but Dave Meltzer claims, and he quotes, "There's a 75% chance of him going to WWE unless Tony Khan offers him something big." Now, you know what, Lance? I would have to assume if he's going to sue up something big, at first it's got to be a big paycheck and maybe even a strong title reign.
Yeah, I mean, and also it's Meltzer.
This is true, but I think Ricky Starks is a very close friend of Cody Rhodes, so
Yeah.
that could be another factor. Joe, what's your thoughts on that one?
You know, we discussed this before we went live. I don't see WWE being interested in taking Rock Jr. because, again, they're going to look at, well, yeah, true, the guy is younger and he's, possibly can wrestle more than a Rock, but at the same time, he's technically just mimicking the Rock. I hate to say it like that, but he's mimicking the Rock. So why would you want to bring this guy down? So I honestly, I think he should just stay where he's at. I think he is very good on what he's doing there. I think personally, I think Tony Khan needs to figure out a better way to handle stories for these guys and maybe give him a serious opportunity. Serious opportunity meaning they need to give him a nice little title push. Maybe the TB, whatever the international
TNT.
title, TNT. There you go. Whatever Edge Christian, whatever the fuck his name has, they should give him that belt and let him run with it. That's not going to hurt anybody. So I think, my opinion, guys, that's what should happen.
All right, and I personally, I love Ricky Starks. He has charisma. And he is great in the ring, but like you said, if you put him in the WWE, I could just see The Rock coming down and just squashing him with promos in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
If you guys remember, Rick, when Jericho came over and how The Rock gave him that the night, even scripted, but it was a rundown like, "Who are you, little jabroni?" And the other thing was, remember when Booker T came to WWE and they basically, Rock kind of say, "Well, who are you?" Imagine what he'll do to Ricky Starks. So that's going to be a really, I don't think Ricky will be able to handle that.
And again, that's an interesting point, so I guess time will tell. Moving on, Sami Callihan's contract with Impact Wrestling was supposed to be up earlier this week. However, he was out with a leg injury, so Impact opted to extend his contract just to keep him around for a little bit longer. There is talks. No, actually, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Jon Moxley has been pushing for Callahan to sign with the AEW, and I don't want to. I don't care where this fucking guy goes. I just don't want him. Send him to WWE, send him to New Japan, send him anywhere else, but fucking AEW. I cannot stand this guy. We already have Eddie Kingston, and that's pretty much where I put him. I put him right next to Eddie Kingston, who, yeah, it's fine seeing the good fist fights, whatever, or brawling or hardcore, but I don't want to see it night in and night out. And Lance seems to be going that way.
Yeah, and thing about Sammy is, okay, I do like watching deathmatch wrestling, but there's a safe way and there's a dangerous way to do death matches. Sami Callihan is dangerous.
Yeah, he's like Nick Gage.
He's damn near in somebody's career in a death match in TNA. Took a baseball bat to their throat or something?
I think so. Don't hold me to it. It's been a while since I've watched Impact, so I can't say yes or no. But
yeah, this was like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, I haven't watched Impact in quite some time. I might have read a report, but I can't say yes or no on that one. Joe, your thoughts?
I I think all deathmatch people need to get. They need to go away. They need to put on a cruise on an empty cargo ship and let them fight it out to the death out there. I never saw the. I never saw a reason for death matches. Death matches equals lazy wrestling. There's a time and place for hardcore wrestling when it's controlled right. Lance, you come from the era of the location, should I say, that pretty much started hardcore wrestling.
Right, with the Tupelo concession stand match.
Exactly. So when you look at stuff like that, like these guys, what they do today is lazy professional. It's not even wrestling. It's just lazy shit just to get over. People get hurt more for $25. I see wrestlers send me stuff and says, "Oh, what do you think of this?" And it just makes me gag because they are. This just shows me the level of intelligence these people are for banging themselves literally. How can I put it? They're literally killing themselves for stupidity. For who? For what? A bunch of people, like for a bunch of for fans that Facebook likes. I don't get it. I think it's stupid. It's lazy. I want to see Sammy Callahan get run over by a bus and see him kick out of that. And him, Kingston, Moxley need to stop that shit before somebody gets hurt. Tony Khan needs to put his foot down and say, no more of this shit. Once in a while, maybe in a rare once a year pay-per-view, where he will allow one match to happen. But no, deathmatch, Sammy Callahan and guys like him that fucking can't wrestle need to leave. And Rick, I'm going to share with you guys an actual match that was addressed to me. And it was a wrestler, an indie wrestler, cut another wrestler's arm with a real knife. So,
What?
and deep. And we're not
Jesus.
talking about, we're not talking the fake arm. We're not talking about fake
Blading or anything.
Right. No, this was a legit carving.
Jesus Christ.
What the?
And for what? And Rick, I'm gonna send this to you, and you guys can post it up on there. This is stupidity at its best. This is where my generation of wrestling would just go, fuck these people. That's why I'm so set on my old classic ways. But I'm gonna send that to you right now. And guys, if you do want to see this, first Rick has to approve it, obviously, because it is graphic. But I am going to forward this to you, Rick. In fact, I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
And you guys, once he approves it and he puts it up, you guys can see the stupidity of fucking death matches and indie wrestling today.
Oh, Jesus. I can only imagine. So, all right, we're going to get on to one last topic. Well, we know that Matt Riddle is officially out of the wrestling business, but it looks like he's jumping into the weed business. Matt Riddle announced on Twitter earlier today that he is starting his own weed strain called Riddle OG. Right now, there's no official release date for it, but I'm going to be, as an avid marijuana smoker, I'm going to have to try it at least once, Lance.
You know what? Hey, you got to make a living somehow. And it's something he's known for, so you know what? God bless him.
Well, I mean...
I'll put it like this, boss. Yep. I'll put it like this. Ric Flair has his own weed. RVD has his own weed. Kevin Nash. Why not?
Why not? Well,
hell, everybody in the old ECW locker room had fucking weed.
But Joe, Matt Riddle, honestly, if you look at, he was kicked out of MMA or the UFC. He was fired from the WWE. He's done porn with his ex-girlfriend is his current wife and the woman he was cheating on, and now he's on weed. Hopefully this will be the right spot for him.
Bro.
First of all, I'm gonna say there's nothing against, if you want to smoke marijuana, that's fine. I grew up in an era say no to drugs. I don't like the smell of it. I would love to be. If I had the force, I would crunch every motherfucker who smelled dripping of marijuana, or who drove by me with an open car that smelled like a Colombian sauna.
We have a guest in the room, Daniel Price. Sorry to cut you off, Joe. And he said, if Riddle really wants a strain named after himself, he should call it the huge douchebag.
Yeah, he should. You know what? But if that's what he wants to do, if that's gonna make him money, hey, God bless him. Let him go. I hope a semi truck hits him. I came from an era say no to drugs campaigns and all that. So, and I'm not a weed smoker. Never done it. Don't care to. It's bad enough I get second and third hand smells when I fucking drive behind someone with a car that it's smoking in, or
that
go
lovely
to
smell.
Walmart, or somebody that's in Walmart with it. And Walmart people, they're not as all great. So, I mean, it's okay if you want to use it in moderation. I don't want to smell some jerk off that it smells like he's not only slept with it, bathed in it, but fucking washed his clothes with it. That's excessive.
Yeah, well, the thing is, in marijuana, it does have a very potent smell, and it does travel. Especially, believe it or not, I've noticed that unsmoked weed, marijuana, will has a stronger scent than somebody who actually smokes it. And they're two different smells, but they definitely do travel. But me, like I said, I mean, I love my marijuana. It's the only drug I've ever done as a kid, early teenager, and even now, it's because it's like I can't stand drinking, and I've seen all the other drugs do to other people, so I'm like, no, fuck that. Just give me my weed, and I'm happy.
Well, like I said, that's great for you. My thing is, if that is what he capable of doing only, well, you know what, Riddle, then fuck you. I hope a semi-truck hits you. And
in case y'all hadn't noticed, Joe really likes his Matt Riddle.
Yeah. Daniel Price said,
go ahead.
Cocaine's not good enough for Riddle. He's going to create brocane. Oh my God.
There you go. I would not be surprised he comes out with fucking a porn, what is it, lubricant, and calls it brokerish or something. Oh,
Jesus Christ. Oh, God. All right, let's move along before I puke here on my mic.
I fucking hate that dude. Please, God, hit him with fucking multiple lightning bolts.
I think they already have, so.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, so this Saturday is Fastlane, and right now there's only 5 matches to cover. WWE has yet to announce any more, so forgive us for this very short Fastlane picks and predictions. Well, the first one is John Cena and LA Knight will be taking on Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. Now, if it was a couple of months ago, or maybe a year ago, I would definitely say that I'd give it to the Bloodline. But LA Knight's been getting a huge push, and obviously, we got Johnny Cena, so I'm going to have to give it to them. I don't know about you, Lance.
I'm going to give it to LA Knight, and his tag team partner.
The one that you love so much.
Say that fucking name.
Okay, fair enough. Joe, over to you, your pick.
Well, we already know he's teaming up with Super Cena, and Cena's due. He's another guy that's due for. He needs a win. The Bloodline is not what it used to be. So yeah, we're gonna give it to John Cena and the guy whose catchphrase is one fucking syllable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck him. Fuck the way him and his catchphrase. God damn it, I wish Stone Cold would come out and just fucking stun him 50 times.
What?
Definitely.
Anyways, the next match
Brother.
is LWO, which is Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, and Joaquin Wild will take on Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits in this six-man tag team match. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had to pick, I would. I'm probably gonna have to go with Lashley and the Street Profits. They seem to be on a tear at the moment. So I don't know about you, Joe.
You know, I'm gonna go with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. I got a glimpse of their new attitude and everything. I think it fits them. They finally giving them a better break. You know, obviously because Shelton Benjamin's not there. You know, and I think this can really work, and they need something to put them over big time. So I think I'm going to have to give it to Lashley and the Profits.
All right, Lance, over to you.
I'm going to give it to LA and Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, because I noticed one member of the LWO just started wearing suits a lot of the time down to the ring lately. So I think there's going to be a screw job, and he's going to cost the LWO and then join Lashley and the Street Profits.
Which one is it, Lance?
Oh, the one that was supposed to...
Which illegal?
Joe@Scolded.com. That was supposed to fight Austin Theory, and then Ray took his place.
Oh, not Garza or something like that?
I think.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, whatever.
Daniel Price has his prediction. It says a six-man tag will end with someone smashing a pinata filled with red Solo cups.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. The next match is a triple threat women's match for the WWE Women's Championship. Io Sky will defend her title against Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Now, Io Sky's had this title for quite some time, and she actually took it off of Asuka. So,
I'm so confused. Is that a Raw belt or a SmackDown?
It's SmackDown.
SmackDown.
Okay.
So, I myself, honestly, I'd like to see Io keep it only because I love Asuka. She's had it 1,000 times, and we know Charlotte Flair. She's trying to be like, her daddy Ric Flair, who's going to win the title, X amount of times. And I don't know, Lance. I mean, is it possible? Are we going to see Flair win this match?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going towards. Joe, over to you.
It's obvious. Charlotte has to complain. She has to say, I want that belt.
She's either going to complain or she's going to cry about it.
Yeah, or she's going to throw a tantrum and go with her illegal immigrant boyfriend or husband or whatever the fuck he is so she can bump him in the ass.
Oh, Jesus.
And she's going to cry. She's going to cry and say, yeah, you know what? This is, I honestly, Rick, it's anytime you see a Charlotte match, you know what's going to happen.
All right. The next match is the Undisputed Tag Team Championship, where the Judgment Day, which is Finn Balor and Damian Priest, will take on Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Now, obviously, Cody Rhodes has been somewhat popular. I think he's kind of gotten staled out, but since Jey Uso's came to Raw, he's been on a tear. But he's also a multi-time tag team champion, so I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to go with Judgment Day on this one, Lance.
Yeah, because as much experience as Jay has, it's with his brother. And Cody ain't that good ain't exactly a tag specialist. But, as much as I want them to win, I'm giving it to the Judgment Day.
All right. Joe, over to you.
I got to give it to Judgment Day. They have been, literally, they need more wins. They've been so jobbed now that they finally got a belt. I don't want to think that they should just lose this all out. I think right now they need to hold on to it. And an odd tag team as this is with Cody and Jay, honestly, I think we're going to probably see Jimmy come down and interfere. The Bloodline's going to interfere and try to take out Jay. You know, obviously because Jay is the one driving Jimmy home after an alcoholic binge. So I think the Bloodline's gonna interfere and cost Jimmy this tag match.
All right. Daniel Price, actually, we talked about this earlier where he said Charlotte wins and Cargill comes out to confront her. And we did talk about this, guys, about Cargill possibly making, making a debut. Not necessarily in a match, but just, making an appearance. And now she's supposed to be on, the rumors that she's going to be on Raw, but for her to still come out on Fastlane and still, just confront Charlotte would not exactly be a bad idea. It would definitely get a huge pop for you guys.
Hell yeah.
So, and again, I really wish great things for
Jade.
For Jade. Absolutely. All right, and right now the last match at the moment is the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins will take on Shinsuke Nakamura. Say that 5 times fast. In a last man standing match.
Is he still even valid?
Yes, he is. There were rumors that he was going back to New Japan, but so far I think he resigned. It's been a while.
I believe so.
I think he is. I'm still at odds. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not sure. This one for me, guys, I have to toss the coin because I don't know. I don't have a clue. I mean, I can see Rollins winning it, but I can also see Nakamura winning it. Especially in the last man standing match, anything can happen. So, Joe, over to you.
Are you doubting that Mr. Lynch is actually going to put someone over? God forbid he ever does. His wife Becky, the man, will probably freaking freak out on that. No, I don't see.
Hold on, I gotta stop. I hear some kind of tapping, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell it is.
That's actually my controller tapping because I'm running away in Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, okay, glad to Mystery solved. Go ahead. So.
No, I'm not hitting my nuts together.
Well, you never know, Joe.
Yeah, but in this case, guys, like I said, I don't think Mr. Lynch is going to take the opportunity to lose the belt. He's not that type, so honestly, I got to say, Rick, I don't see him doing, losing that belt anytime soon. So, laughing Jesus Christ is not going to upset his wife.
All right, Lance, over to you.
Well, actually, with this is the only one that has a halfway decent ass story behind it.
Okay.
And honestly, this could be one of the better matches of the night, but because it's all about is Seth's back shot, and well, honestly, I'm giving it 75% to Seth to retain and about 25 of us having a new Raw champion.
All right, so there you have it, guys. So actually, we're gonna wrap up this edition. Unfortunately, we didn't really have a lot of news this week, and even less matches for Fastlane. So I want to
think they might add more matches like coming. Because when is Fastlane?
This Saturday.
So they might have something, Friday or something?
One I think could be added is DIY,
Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano
versus the Imperium. Because what happened on at the very ass end of Raw Monday.
All right, so let's assume that match is going to happen. If that would be the case, I'd have to pick DIY because right now they got a huge pop. And fans loved them, even when they were, going down in NXT. So, I'm gonna pick DIY. Lance?
Hell yeah!
All right, Joe.
I agree too.
Okay, so, and there you go.
That was a quick one.
Hell yeah!
is the Raw Women's Champion? I'm just curious, right?
Rhea Ripley.
Okay, so yeah, so I don't, until she loses the belt, I don't think you're gonna see Jade ever go after that. So expect a little bit of a long time feud for Jade with Charlotte first before they move that on into anything else. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Boss?
Yeah, Rick. Well, since we're
Okay, never mind. My fucking mic was fucking muted. Well,
Okay.
no, because I was talking about. I said I was giving my opinion, and I was saying that I think honestly, Rhea Ripley versus Jade would actually be an incredible match.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yes, it would. Depends on which way they're leaning Jade.
I'm guessing they're gonna bring in Jade as a babyface. I have a weird feeling that that's how they're gonna bring her in. So, I mean, and even if they brought her as a heel, you know, when Jade was in AEW, it was still
was
young
a tweener.
company. Exactly. You know, so I think for her to come in, it would be like a Cody Rhodes thing. She's got to come in as a big baby face. They got to push her hard, and they're definitely got to put her, you know, against definitely some top names. You know, so.
You know, I want to add a small quick topic to today's show.
Okay.
We talk so much about, you know, we really talk about how well all of these matches go. You know, like matches, I'm sorry. Who makes the jump? You know, we saw Cody leave a company he said he established and go back to the same company he resented. But now he's back there and he's, for whatever case, he's there. You know, I say if you look at also someone like Jade who just made the big jump, my big question is who from AEW will also make that big jump?
Well, like I said, we talked earlier about Ricky Starks, and
Yeah.
while he may or may not, but again, we still have to wait for contract signing time. You know, I don't think MJF will. I do not think though. So I think
unless something major bullshittery happens, I don't think MJF's going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, he's been getting pushed to the moon. You know, he was also, you know, the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions with Adam Cole, which I think they dropped.
No, I believe he still has.
Okay. And of course, he's still AEW
won,
champion.
Yeah, he won his last match.
That's right, it was the handicap match against the Righteous. I almost said the Revival, but no. Anyways, I don't know if we want to see any other big wrestlers, big names from AEW. Offhand, I can't really think of any.
You know who I could think of, and
right.
I don't think it'll happen, but it might, even if it's a short-term deal. The Elite, Kenny Omega.
Nope, they already re-signed all of them. The Bucks, Omega, and Hangman all re-signed a multi-year deal.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yep. So that's not happening.
Out of anybody, I would have thought that's who it is because I don't really see anybody else really making that huge jump.
Well,
that's part of the group.
Well, let's talk about the other way. We talked about all those cuts last week from WWE. Who do you think AEW would want to bring in?
If I put it like this, if I book this, honestly, you want to get a workhorse, would it be Dolph Ziggler? You obviously want to get him in. You want to get Elias because if pushed correctly, and I say that, if pushed correctly, you know, Elias could be a major factor in a company as a secondary guy. So, you know, give him that push. I think he already he's signed and he does producer roles, but And that maybe Lance, you can, or Rick, you can, you know, advise me on his status, but Bobby Roode would have been perfect for that.
Bobby Roode actually is still working with the WWE, but now he's working the back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He hadn't said
that's
he's
what I
fully
figured.
retired, but while he's dealing with whatever the hell in his neck injury is, he is working as a producer right now.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's the only people I see. If, like I said, Ziggler, Elias, I don't want to see anybody else. I don't want to see anybody big. You already got Edge.
What about AJ Styles? He's retired. Well, his contract's up in 2024. Now, he says he's going to retire, but I would love to see him do one short run in AEW. But that's just
And
me.
a lot of his buddies are in AEW.
Exactly.
You know that'll be a coup for them, even if it's a 1-year deal. Or he could do a Legends deal where he just wrestles sporadically and get a nice contract, like Sting.
Yeah.
So, and that would be interesting because he does have a lot of the also Impact TNA guys who are in there too. So,
You know, then you would have Gallows and Anderson, who would be a great tag team over there, because the tag teams are starting to thin out a little bit. I mean, we're seeing the same tag teams in AEW pretty much week in and week out, unless, of course, with the exception of ones from Ring of Honor come over.
Hell, I could see Mia Yim come over. I mean, her husband is in the company.
Yeah, she would be awesome.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? That woman's roster is so packed in AEW.
I don't think she'd fit. Yeah.
She would fit. She'll be a great asset, but she'll be lost in the shuffle.
Exactly. You know, she would get that huge push for a couple weeks, maybe a couple of months against her first big opponent, and then if she lost after that, she would just fall right through the cracks. So, but again, I do want to wrap up this edition of Hardcore Wrestling Rants. I want to thank Daniel Price for coming in and giving his thoughts. You're always welcome in. We're here every Wednesday night at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. If you enjoyed this show, please hit the like and subscribe with HWR. We're also over in our Facebook page in the group section, Wrestle Rants, where we give our latest news, rumors, and much, much more. Joe, you're over at Skeldon Realms. What do you got going on over there?
Well, everybody, just do the hashtag Scolders Realm. I am on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I am kind of rekindling the old retro games. I actually did a test on my old Atari 2600 and actually had fun playing that. Just didn't get a chance to record it because I was actually having fun testing out all the games. But I do games from yesterday, today, from consoles to PC. So check me out. It's so hard to pick a good game out of the old retro stuff that I have. So I'm going to try to do a retro series tonight. So I will let everybody know. Again, do the hashtag Scoldrins Realm. And
Lance, you're over at Lance Moss TV. You're there every Tuesday night. What do you got going on?
Well, every Tuesday night with Lance Moss TV and friends, coffee time. We shoot the shit for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and we never know who's going to show up. And it's y'all just come check us out.
All right, absolutely. And Daniel Price did want to give in his last 2 cents. He said WWE should go for Wardlow, seeing that AEW's pretty much buried them that much. And AEW needs to lay off hiring people for a long while and worry more about their bad booking and backstage drama. You know what? Honestly, I'm going to say with the backstage drama, I think now that CM Punk is gone, I think that backstage drama is pretty much, out the window.
But I do agree with what he said. Especially guys like Wardlow, Brian Cage, these are huge muscular guys who are lost in the shuffle because you don't want to see them constantly dominating the Darby Allin and all these small guys. That's why the match with Wardlow and MJF didn't last long, because they know technically on paper, if this was real, Wardlow should have no problem with MJF. But
one guy that I have a problem with because his muscles are all show no go, Brian Cage. Because if you look at the match that he had with I can't remember who, but it was one other guy and one of the Young Bucks. He could barely lift one of the Young Bucks up.
I saw what you were talking about, and I think it was that one particular spot. It just,
no,
you know.
like 2 or 3 different. He could not get him in the body slam position.
All right, I thought that was more of a storyline. I didn't think it was workers. I mean, I've seen Cage lift up some like bigger motherfuckers than one of the Bucks. But, anyways, so for the hardcore crew, I am your hardcore host Rick Head saying we'll see you when we see you.
Buy the shirt.